What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit Podcast with some good friends, great drinks, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. All right. Welcome back to Bourbon and Bullshit, guys. Today's episode is kind of like a reunion episode. For those who have been with us from the beginning, my very first episode, the pilot episode before this wonderful music that everyone always dances to, we were slumming it before then, but there were two gentlemen that joined me for the very first episode, and it felt right to bring them back for about the 1 year since. It's a good friend, Dave. I don't want to call you Gata, but that's what we
don't do
default
that.
To.
Yeah.
What's Dave and Kevin? What's up, Dave? First,
how's it going, everyone? Happy to be back, dude. I mean, we've been listening along for the past year. You've made a lot of strides. Thank you for making your intro a little less seductive. It's really awkward when I'm listening to it down the road and my pants are getting tight as the episode's coming on,
Hey, listen, at least you know it's effective. That's how you know it's working.
Yes, very effective.
All right, what's going on, Kevin? How are you been, man?
I'm good. I didn't know you were still doing the show. This was still going on this whole time?
Yeah, you see, this is some bullshit. Excuse him. Whenever he gets into
I thought this was a new show.
I hate this. This man almost fought someone today, and that's what his mind is on. This is bullshit.
A little bit. I can neither
He's still hot
confirm or
about that.
deny.
He was pacing earlier.
Yeah.
A bit. You caught that?
Oh,
Yeah. When you were telling the story, you're like, that man
I thought
made
it was
the
more
list.
subtle.
Hi.
He's over there mumbling to himself, shaking. He made the fucking list, this man. He's on the list.
Just starts scratching like a crackhead. Yes, Kevin, for your awareness, the show is going on. Fucking YouTube fucked me for a little bit, but yes.
Kevin, did
I'm
you finish your
joking. I've
drink
been
already?
watching.
No.
Yes,
But he's right though, Kevin. For those who have been listening, the fucking YouTube algorithms, because I automatically post to all these platforms, didn't think I was a real person.
I mean, I've questioned it at times.
Yeah. What is it? A robot? A cyborg?
How is he happy and yet pissed at the same time, all the time?
All the time.
You're literally at the maximum ratio of both those things at any given moment.
My secret is that I'm always angry, Cap. That's a
little Hulk energy.
fuck. But I'm glad that you guys were able to make it on today. And we've been trying to get it together for a little bit, scheduling conflicts and just trying to do some things. We always start with a drink of the day. We were going to do a drink called the Midnight on the Bayou, but no one likes black licorice. I'm sorry, David. No one likes Good and Plenty either. Wrong, David. Other David.
Jeez, you better miss me with that because I don't like those either.
No one
They're
likes
shit.
black licorice or Good and Plenty.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat it one more time. No one likes that shit.
It's a wise decision. I mean, who would buy a bottle of black licorice liqueur whiskey? I'm not sure what the ingredient was, but for any reason.
I don't know. So like I looked it up, I was like, Midnight in the Bayou. That sounds fucking delicious. They're like, oh, it's a variant on Manhattan. I was like, all right, bet, let's do this. And when I went to go for the shopping list, it's like, this tastes like star anise and black licorice. Huh?
Sorry?
Black
what?
licorice is the oatmeal cookie of candy.
Okay.
Oatmeal raisin. Oatmeal cookies are fine.
We are not doing this.
Oatmeal raisin cookies.
This is like
are
round
bullshit.
12 of this argument.
This is not a no.
When has anyone other than you bitten into an oatmeal raisin cookie and been pleasantly surprised? You're always fucking disappointed because it's not a delicious chocolate chip cookie that you thought you were about to take a bite of. I said other than you, so you can't fucking even say anything. Kevin, please tell me of any time that's ever happened to you.
Nope.
It's empirically 100% of the
better cookies for me then.
100% of people polled agree with me. So,
Because it's one person.
I don't give a fuck.
Like this.
Those are accurate stats.
Oh,
Yes.
God damn.
I can confirm.
This is bullshit. This is really, really like fake news, okay? The worst cookie of all time. But instead, the drink we're having is the Sazerac. And part of the reason why we're leaning into New Orleans, we'll get into that in a second. But the Sazerac cocktail, it has a lot of its history is grounded in New Orleans. It was made in the 1900s by the Sazerac company itself. It is a rye whiskey with prosciutto.
Prosciutto?
No, is that
That's
prosciutto?
not the word.
Yeah, it's not.
Ham.
Let's
Ham
go
and
back.
cheese.
Ham and cheese. It's pie shod, bitters. I hate the word. But this cocktail came around the time of the Haitian Revolution where he opened an apothecary that sold, among other things, his namesake bitters. So those bitters are used in this in pretty heavy pour. Some Demerara simple syrup. Demerara. Why are you staring at me?
I don't know the word.
Demerara.
Okay.
Demerara.
Okay.
It's Demerara.
Say it again.
Demerara.
Is it one of those words that the
Demerara.
more you say it, it sounds like it's not a word?
Yeah, right? It's
Yeah.
like you just say it like 14
Demerara.
times. Demerara.
Kind of sounds like you had Demerol on your tongue. Or
Blah, 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 blah. All right, we're going to start that over. So the Sazerac is a cocktail that was has a lot of its qualities and a lot of its history grounded in New Orleans and around the time of the French Revolution and Haitian Revolution. Uses bitters, Demerara simple syrup, which is a darker simple syrup, so it's a lot sweeter with a lot less. And I use a rich ratio, rye, whiskey, and that's it. I like it. Has a little bit of a lemon garnish at the top. I think Kevin finished both of his drinks.
Yeah, Kevin's been pounding these things.
Both.
Dude.
I got one.
I gave you
No,
one.
you had the
another-
other. This
Did
is
you
the
leave the other
Sazerac.
glass out there?
I was never handed another glass.
There was another glass handed to you.
I was ripped off.
It was put in front of you.
It might have been.
Go get your
Go get-
Sazerac,
so
bro.
he's gonna go get his drink, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit.
I want you to, while he's doing that, can you tell them about that bullshit drink you tried to share with us? What was it called? The Bayou Sunset or Bayou Breeze?
Oh my god! So the other option was something called the Bayou Breeze, and I felt like Gatto would have liked it. Like
No,
David.
I
David
was the
would
one
have
that vetoed
liked it.
that. First
Vetoed
of all,
the drink. Okay, this drink actually didn't sound terrible.
it
but
sounded
It had
not.
pineapple juice, lime, a little bit of white rum, and whiskey. It was a very pleasant.
It sounded like the stuff you give to your wife or girlfriend on the beach.
Listen, I'm just showing you my
Oh,
love for
big
you.
surprise! Remember how he said you didn't give him a drink? Magically, it appeared out of thin air.
Remember that conversation about how you met someone at his engagement party?
I swear to God, I don't know what's the dude's name. I'm sure he's a
His
listener.
name is Andy.
Andy.
Like-
Andy. I'm sure you know exactly who you are because you're Arthur's friend.
oh my god!
But I've never met you, and he swears that I have.
I love this because I promise you are in pictures next to him, and I will pull those up.
Please do.
That you're in the group picture.
Andy, FaceTime me, bro. If
I
we
mean,
met
that-
each other, I'm sorry. I was.
Guys can go for hours not learning each other's names, so
That's
that
fair.
doesn't really say
Yeah, I
much.
played with him for like months without knowing who he was.
Yeah.
To be 100% fair, I made that joke about how quickly guys could be friends and never know each other's names.
100%.
I
You know how
see-
many like casual friends I have that I have no way of actually knowing who they are?
Yeah.
I've gone to the same gym for years. I have full conversations with like 7 people. That
Yeah,
don't
and they're
know who
all
the
named
fuck
bro.
their yeah,
I would help them move. Don't know their name, but
Yeah.
couldn't fucking tell. To this day, people
What's up,
ask
champ?
me, yeah, what's up, bud? How you
How you
doing,
doing,
boss?
Chief?
Hey, you good, big man? Oh, what happened to your arm? Yo,
up,
you
big
good with
dog?
that shoulder surgery?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with that? Kids good? I know their kids. I know
good.
where they play soccer at.
Yeah.
Don't know
I know
his
your
fucking
kids'
name.
names. I don't know who the fuck
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah. That's so fucked up.
That
God.
sounded out of context. Please, no one clip that.
Yeah, fuck. This is not going in the right direction for you, David.
It's going super negatively.
But no, it's fair. It's fair. I don't think dudes really always care about that shit. Like my fiance was like, "Oh, where does Kevin work?" I don't know. What? I know eventually, but
Yeah,
it took me
I'll
a
find
while to
out.
like remember. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, what does he do? Something with computers.
Dude,
I'll kill somebody. for
Rosanna
him.
does the same shit to you that my wife does to me. Like, she'll ask me 11 questions after I've given her all the information that I have available.
Yeah, I don't know anything else.
Yeah, it's like, hey, so-and-so, they're in the hospital. All right, what happened? I don't know. Fucking somebody's in the hospital. Okay, are they okay? I don't fucking know. Somebody's in the hospital. Like, I've given you the extent of the information I have available to me.
That or like we're not that invested. Not
Yeah.
that invested, but we're like if there was information I needed to know, he would have told me.
Bet. Yeah.
Like
Those
if Kevin's like,
details
oh no,
don't
I was in
matter.
the hospital last weekend. Oh shit, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. All right, bet.
bet, man.
And then I'm about to.
It
go to
feels
bed.
like you're prying if you ask for more information than that.
Yeah.
As a dude to dude kind of thing. I'm sure.
It doesn't mean I don't care.
Yeah.
I asked you if you were okay. Like,
That's your window to tell me information if you want me to have it. If not,
Yeah.
cool, bet. I'm good.
That's a
yeah, I'm trusting that you know what I should be told.
yeah, straight up. When people will tell me like some dramatic thing, oh, these two people broke up.
There's
You
not
didn't ask
some
more questions?
invisible game where you're seeing if I'm testing me if I'm going to ask some questions. No,
No.
dudes don't do
So
that.
you're going to lose that game every time.
Yeah.
Because
We hate those games.
it doesn't cross my mind to think to ask
Thank
those
you.
questions.
I've thought that shit all the
We
time.
don't
I'm like, that's not my business.
Yeah.
What?
I'm perfectly fine not knowing things.
I've worked at my companies before, and someone was like, "Oh, this person's no longer with the company. Does anyone have any questions?" No.
No, they're gone.
Like,
By the way, it doesn't mean I don't care for these people. I'll take a bullet for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't.
Yeah,
But
I
it
don't
means
need
that
to
I
know
respect their privacy and
Yeah.
I don't have the need to know that information.
If I
whenever-
needed to know it, I would know it.
like, I'll check in. Yo, hey, bro, you
you
good?
good?
Everything good?
If I were to ask for it, it'd be an act. It would be.
Yes.
yeah.
I'm going to act like I'm trying to be friendly.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
I don't.
No, the thing happened.
Especially if someone is just a coworker or someone you like met at work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person's no longer with the company. Oh, okay. Is that what this meeting was about? Like,
Yeah, we're done. That could have been a text message.
That could have been. Yeah. I would have just noticed they weren't on the next Zoom.
Life goes
Yeah.
on.
What the fuck do I care? Whatever. Enough of that.
We sound like fucking assholes right
It's
now.
I know. I think it's the opposite. from our perspective, if I pry and her asking questions, nothing's going to be fixed by me asking those questions. That is me now being an asshole, getting too involved in something that you don't want me to know about.
That's fair.
And making it an awkward situation for you where now you have to explain to me why is it that you can't be in front of a school anymore, David.
Within 50 feet of the school. I can be in front of it from a sufficient distance.
Again?
Okay? Again.
Look.
He keeps calling them assholes. That's what the fucking problem
These
is.
fucking kids, bro. Fuck these kids, pause.
Listen, Diddy.
Look, I don't have any baby oil.
So... Johnson's shaking their fist.
Kevin, you got to quit drinking the drink. We drink it together.
Nope. So
I thought I was catching up. I
Jesus
handed it
fucking
late.
Christ.
Kevin, what do you think of the Sazerac? Is something
I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would.
Can I drink it now? Because I thought we toasted.
All right.
I thought that was
we were
proper-
trying to, but he was already.
I thought we were gentlemen.
All right. Cheers, guys. To 1 year later. Ooh. Kevin likes it more than he expected to. Got it.
That's actually quite nice. I like that.
Yeah. So it's a really super simple cocktail. It doesn't take many ingredients. It doesn't take much effort. You saw me make it in like 2 minutes. So that's one of the things I really like about those classic cocktails, is they're meant to just be simple, easy.
When it sounds like a Sazerac just sounds like a cool drink to drink on, you know?
Yeah.
What are you having? Some Sazeracs? I'll bet.
Yeah.
As you say the word, the saxophone kind of plays in the background.
Yep. There is a part of me. I'm a very modern. I like my fancy tools and all that shit, fancy like toys and all this video games and all this stuff. But there's a part of me I wish it, like when I'm drinking this, I just want to chill somewhere, like in a room that looks like old money.
Yeah, with a record player, wearing a suit, smoking a cigar.
Yeah, like an old leather chair that's just fucking a little warm, still good condition, but you're just there like
just enough worn, you know, where it's
so
not
it's comfortable,
where you just like sink into it.
Yeah.
You just took me somewhere.
Did you ever see the Score?
Yes.
Robert De Niro and
Yes.
Ed Norton?
No, I've not seen that.
No?
That's a fucking.
It's like a heist
Classic.
movie.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. But the reason I bring it up is I always like Robert De Niro plays like this master thief who's been around for a while, and he owns like a jazz club, and just every day he just comes in, he goes upstairs, he can overlook the bar, he gets his drinks, and there's like jazz music playing. I'm like, I could feel that vibe. That'd be run that life where you just kind of have a bar downstairs and
Just
a old school blues bar and shit like that.
just
too.
feel that vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not super into jazz.
Me
but
neither.
I could enjoy.
But I
that.
feel like I mean,
I don't even know who. I wouldn't name I couldn't name an artist who's a jazz artist.
Nope.
I couldn't either. Yeah, that's fair.
But I could identify the type.
But there's jazz is a vibe. Like I don't feel like, I don't feel like I need to know the stars of jazz to be able to appreciate jazz. You know, it's when you're in an environment where jazz is appropriate, jazz should be played.
Yeah. This is the most I've said jazz in a long.
Is another word? What's the other word that just doesn't sound like a word? When jazz,
Demerara?
jazz, demerara.
Fuck. So yeah, but this this cocktail just makes you feel like I just should be in that kind of vibe and energy and just relaxing, not talking, no TVs on the wall, not one of those kind of bars or restaurants.
I'm just imagining your intro playing over and over in my head right now.
Yeah, fuck, that's perfect. Well, guys, since it's been a year, we've made some strides, done some things, and made some changes. But I did want to check in on you guys and see how things have been and all the what have you guys been watching, reading, and keeping yourselves busy with recently.
Who's first?
Fucking David.
Fucking David. Is that I guess that's a proper noun now.
Go ahead.
I'm actually in a huge period of transition in my life. Very, very different from where we were a year ago. So I'm keeping some things close to the chest, but I am re-enrolling at university.
Nice.
I didn't do things the right way the first time around. So like I'm kind of getting all that going. So kind of adjusting my. Kevin, could you not fucking hit the wall while I'm talking?
What are you doing?
Was that even necessary?
The wall attacked me.
Norby, he hit your fucking sticker. Just so you know.
It's above your shoulder.
But as far as things that I'm reading and watching, I'm reading the back of the shampoo bottle if I've taken a shit, and I'm currently watching Suits.
We have phones now.
Dude, but you've never been in a situation where you've forgotten it, or you've been without it, or you've been in an emergency where you didn't have time to grab the phone.
We all know amongst the group, I by far have my phone on me the least, and
Yes.
I've had that as a habit. Like
I wish I could look at our group text right now because I
Wait,
swear
does
to God,
that mean that he only texts us when he's shitting?
Yeah.
Actually, that's
probably
pretty
fair.
good reason.
That is.
Side note, you hurt my feelings of how little you respond to our group
If
text.
it's been especially long, I'm probably backed up.
Oh my god!
Oh,
if
man.
he's actually sending articles and responding and having a full conversation,
You should just send me fiber.
If he uses punctuation, he's nuking.
Need to send him Metamucil. It's like,
Oh man. So yeah, I'm
the
a
show
little
Suits?
behind. Yeah, I'm behind the. So it just came out in its entirety, I believe, on Netflix,
Yeah.
and I've just never seen it. And it's all right. It's not the best thing in the world. And then, two sports that I follow are both coming to an end right now. So I know you don't give a shit about either of them, but the Formula One season.
I care about football. The college football.
Oh my fucking god. The Formula
So
One.
real quick, just to back you up.
Yep.
Suits is the reason that my family got into Macallan.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed in the show, but that's like what they drink exclusively whenever they're celebrating.
Interesting. Suits is the reason that I know that the chick that runs the law firm,
Jessica
is the voice.
Pearson.
Jessica, yeah, she is. First of all, unbelievably attractive, just an unbelievably attractive woman, and she also voiced that lady in Destiny, the warlock leader.
Oh, really?
The black bald lady.
Yeah.
that was her voice.
I did not know that.
When I found that out, I couldn't hear anything else.
She was in Firefly.
She was in
I
Firefly.
do know her from Firefly.
But she is just, and I mean this as respectfully as possible, she is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievably gorgeous.
Yeah, there are some people that their voice matches their appearance.
Yeah.
Because her voice is
It's
fantastic.
so soothing. I want to
And
be
then-
taught to sleep.
Yep. 110%.
I'd be out and erect, but asleep.
Jesus.
Snuck that in there. I was like, catch it.
How to do it.
Just keep it at 100.
But, so Suits, you don't like it?
No, I enjoy it. It's not like the most sophisticated television show that there is.
Because I feel like Suits was one of like those like top rated, highest watch like shows for a very long time.
A lot of it's just manufactured drama. I mean, it really, especially once you get into the later seasons after it loses that first bit.
Yeah,
So
I
we
agree
just
completely.
got through the Mike prison arc, which gives you an idea where we are. And so much of that was just manufactured, made up drama for the sake of there being another episode to be made. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a perfectly fine episode or a recipe to make a television show, but so much of the conflict, they pull a MacGuffin out of the 11th hour.
Yep.
It's like, magically, there's this law, Geller versus the state of Florida, they'll let you, we can do this instead. Well, motherfucker, why didn't I think about that 4 episodes ago, So there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of like throwing a sheet of paper at somebody that magically solves the problem. That being said, it's a perfectly good show, and I'm having a great time watching it.
It was a USA original, right? It was one
think
of those
so. I
shows?
believe
Yeah, I think it was USA.
So USA has that habit, like same thing with Burn Notice. Like I loved Burn Notice.
Yeah.
But there are times I'm just like, what? So this person that you've never mentioned once is one
Yeah.
of your major villains that has been hunting you for years, or some person who pops up out of the woodwork that you've had a problem with but never got highlighted once.
Just
I
like
get it.
the prison arc, magically there's this person that he put away years ago that's just his arch nemesis, and now Mike's in prison with him because Harvey has a feud with him, and it's like, okay, guy, like we get it. You need some drama here,
Yeah, it's a show. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
overall, it's
For
been
me,
a
it
fun
was
show.
more the main characters that worked at the law firm. They would go through these constant roller coaster arcs of like they would bond. They'd be super close and
Yeah. And then
I
they
rely
hate
on
each
you. I appreciate you. You're the best. No one else, nothing else matters more to me than.
Yeah.
And then like an hour later, like you're a piece of shit. I know
You
I'm
know
gonna
what?
talk to you.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna beat you into the ground. I'm like
yeah.
And it just kept doing that over and over.
Well,
again.
they go from showing extreme competency to extreme incompetency.
that
10 to negative 10, 10 to negative 10.
I've hated when shows do that. When someone is like brought into the show as like he's brilliant, they're fucking the best of their class, the best of everything, and they make so many dumb mistakes that if any like even as a viewer, you're wondering what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I hate when they make demolish a character's like what you enjoyed about them for the sake of he can't be brilliant at all times because then who could beat him? You should have thought of that before you created him.
It's an understandable. It's a problem, and I understand it. And you want to lead. You want to give your leads, a feeling of they have to be heroes. You can't just have a lead about an ordinary dude because it's just that's your coworker Paul from work. So he's got to be extraordinary. But the problem is when you make an extraordinary person do stupid shit, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
You know what it reminds me of? Whenever you played an old school RPG, in a video game, and you had to fight someone, and then they joined your team. They were an impossible.
They were
to
a boss
beat.
battle.
They were a boss battle that they were fucking had all these moves, and blah, blah, and then become one of your teammates. And
Yes.
somehow they've lost all those moves.
Yes.
It's like
Or
all
the
you
move
did was
does like
switch
1% of
sides.
the
You walked from there to here. What
Yeah.
happened?
Could you do that again, please?
yeah.
Like it took 4 of us to try to fight you. What
Yeah.
the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I literally just was playing. I just beat Persona 5 yesterday. I bought the game 2 years ago. Finally beat it today. It took forever. It's 150 hours long. And there's a moment in that game where you you fight someone and they become a member of your team, and literally the same attack, they went from doing, it was like a party wiper, and it's now like a team that this attack does like 50 damage. What the fuck, guy? Like, could you keep that same energy when you're fighting for the good guys, please? For the love of God?
They did that same thing with the show Umbrella Academy. Luther and a couple of the people that were, oh my God, this person's super strong, super smart. He's a great leader. And then he just becomes a blithering idiot by the end of the show. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that show rode off the rails in the last.
I haven't even tried watching it because I've just heard so many mixed reviews of it.
Stop at season 2.
Yeah, to be clear, like I
enjoy
Suits. Like I thought Suits was a good show, but I agree that if you're binging it and watching it episode to episode, you're like, didn't you guys just run through the same story arc? Like, but if you can like watch it in its own silo, or enough time has passed that you forget what happened in the previous episode, it's much more enjoyable.
We're definitely not doing that. We watched like 4 episodes a night. we're destroying the show.
That is a problem. I think it's a big thing to highlight about binging shows like Netflix Netflix and shows like streaming services and those networks or whatever that do like, I'll release a whole season. That's meant to be binged. And I think I at least personally forget that when I'm binging a fucking 7 seasons of Supernatural. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, how are you making these kind of stupid mistakes? Or what's that? That's not how it really came out. And
I think it also helps kind of marginalize a show as well. So if we look back a decade ago, Game of Thrones was a cultural event. You would sit around and you would talk about the most recent episode with your friends around the water cooler, with whoever you could, about what's going to happen next week, because this shit is wild.
Everyone on Sunday, you knew where they were.
Yes.
Like,
Sunday, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We're sitting here. We're watching Game of Thrones. Don't post spoilers, motherfucker.
That
asshole. Don't post the memes. Give everybody 24 hours. And then we're going to talk about this shit relentlessly. And that was every episode. And Game of Thrones captured our imaginations the way no other TV series has, possibly ever, but the most I can ever remember. And you don't see that anymore. Now things are flashes in the pan. This thing came out. We're going to watch it. We'll talk about it for a week, and then it's done.
And the other side effect of it is if there's also this pressure that you have to binge it, or because if you don't,
then you're behind.
But also people are going to ruin everything for you.
Yep.
You have a very small window to watch shit now before like someone will ruin that show for you. At least for me, when we were doing the Full Frontal Nerdity show, it like you would see some of our listeners just fly through a season of something that got dropped.
Start posting memes immediately to the group.
Immediately. So you either have to, now I have to adjust the way I live to make sure I don't fucking miss out on something. Or inversely what ended up happening a lot of times is I wouldn't even watch the show ever.
Yeah.
because
you can't get invested. Because
Exactly.
That's how it was with Deadpool and Wolverine. Like so many spoilers, because I have a kid. It's hard to get to the movie sometimes, you know. So I knew all the cameos, all the spoilers, just by incidental scrolling.
Yeah.
And it made the movie far less... It was still a good movie, but it was just far less fun when you already know Channing Tatum's coming.
Yeah. When you already know Wesley Snipes is going to pop up. When you already know like these people are going to pop up.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, where it's... If you were forced to every Sunday wait for the show, all of us have to wait. You can't get ahead.
Yeah. Shows, they've lost that ability. I genuinely believe studios should stop dropping them so you can binge them. Like, I understand. I've been there when, like, something I like, I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I want to watch all of them back to back. But you lose that ability to do the every week, talk to other people with it. That's an extra element of the show that no longer exists. Like, that's an extra level of enjoyment that future shows might not have if, we continue down this trend. So I agree. They should go back to drop one episode.
Or maybe like batch dropping. Like, we'll drop 2 or 3 episodes, and then we'll wait a month, 2 or 3. So we got to do something besides dropping 13 episodes, and then within 2 days, the content has been consumed.
I think the studios, like, they'll expect if they do that, people will bitch that, hey, like, I want all the episodes. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but...
Let them bitch.
They'll bitch, but I guarantee you'll actually probably retain more customers, and you won't have to cancel the show because more people will actually watch it, and it'll become a cultural thing.
I mean, Disney does that a decent job, specifically with their Star Wars media, like The Mandalorian.
Even with their Marvel media.
Marvel media as well, they'll do a weekly format, and those shows typically have more staying power in pop culture than a standard Netflix pump and dump.
And and to Kevin's point about not having to cancel the show, we often forget how long it takes to produce a show, and what shows that would be released weekly, you could see how much hype is being built, and then you could make that decision prior to the end of season 1. Hey, we might want to start doing season 2. Like I remember when Jack Reacher came out or whatever. They're like halfway through season 1, they're like, "Yeah, we want to make a season 2, so let's start fucking banging away now."
So good at that role.
To get like that out while it's still relevant to people.
Yeah.
Where if you drop a whole season of something and you don't have that much time to spit out another season.
Yeah.
If I drop the whole season of a show and people are like, "We fucking love this, is amazing," you have to now rush what could be a shitty season 2.
Yep.
And you're putting out a poorer quality product, or you might not be able to put it out when it's relevant anymore. Because who's going to watch a show 2 years after it released?
I mean, I really hope that they do Fallout Season 2 in a weekly format.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed that. But the fact that, again, so much was being spoiled ahead of time, that, like, Fallout is right up my alley. You know, I think everyone at this table can agree. You've probably spent over 50 hours in any individual Fallout game. Probably vastly more, but I'm setting the bar quite low. And just having all the content available nearly immediately made it less exciting.
Yeah, and I think because I'm older, I forget that all that shit drops at once. Because I'm like, hey, no one's talking about Fallout anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because everyone watched it in the fucking first 2 weeks, and now no one talks about it again.
Yeah.
And I forget that it existed.
And when they piecemeal them out like that, a lot of times I'll spend my time thinking like, man, there's nothing good out right now. What can I watch? Why? Because I binged everything the moment it came out. Where if I had like, oh, this show's coming out, this show, like if I had something to look forward to every week, I think it would be better overall.
Like the one thing, just before we're gonna ask Kevin what he's been watching and reading. One thing I bitch about it, but I'm thankful about my fiance, is that she goes to sleep so early, so we don't get to binge a lot. So it forces me to pace.
It gets more special. It's more special to watch stuff that way.
Yeah, I get to watch. We watch it together, and she's like, "All right, cool. We'll watch the next episode tomorrow." Like Penguin's out, and I want to watch every single episode, but we watch an episode a night or an episode every here and there. Only Murderers in the Building. We like she switches. I let her pick whatever show she feels like watching. So I am going at her pace because if you let me pick, I'm not going to bed.
We're flying, baby.
I'm not going to bed. We're watching what happened to the penguin.
I've learned better than to let myself pick shows.
Yeah.
Like I love my wife dearly. Right. She chooses the show.
She chooses the pacing of these shows that we watch together. There are shows I know she won't watch, like fucking anime or whatever I watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could fucking fly through that. Don't fucking ask me what. There was at least 2 work days that I didn't really respond to emails quickly. Because I'm just like, the fuck is going on?
Rewind. Cut that piece out. Editor, cut it back.
Yeah, cut back.
15 seconds.
Hey guys.
Editor, by that I mean you.
Me. That's all me. But anything else outside of Suits? Or?
So as I was alluding to probably 30 minutes ago at this point.
But I do want to say congratulations on going back to school. It's a big step. I said it to you personally, but I'll say it on the show.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's super nerve-wracking, but we'll get it done, you know? But yeah, 2 sports that I really, really, really care about are kind of coming to a close. So the first of which actually ends tomorrow, and that's the Formula 1 season.
Oh, okay.
I started watching Drive to Survive on Netflix a couple of years ago, and that really drew me to the sport. And both my wife and I, it's now appointment television. Every Sunday, we make it a point to sit there, watch the race. And really what makes the races great is that the drivers are so relatable. Like it's kind of like there's 20 total drivers, and it's kind of like a boys club. Like they're just kind of dudes that do funny stuff, and they're just likable people. And so it makes the races, you're so much more invested in the team members that you really kind of pick a side, you ride with it, and it's super, super fun. That'll end tomorrow. And then as of recording, the mighty Georgia Bulldogs just won the SEC championship game. So they'll be going to the playoff.
I was waiting for you to say Ducks. Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks. Look, not those guys. So we'll be going to the playoffs, and that'll be wrapping up early next year. And then, yeah, that's kind of what has been consuming my time. But let me quit spending time on my shit. I see you got the pizza menu up already.
Oh, my fiance just came home, so I'm going to start pulling up the menu.
Okay. Usually I get the pizza.
Oh, okay.
I think I got points.
I got points, too.
I got a lot of points.
What about you? Fucking college football does it to you.
Yes.
What have you been watching, reading, or what's been keeping you entertained? Outside of planning your, vengeance.
Well, I mean, that does take up a lot of my time. So, no, I have a horrible memory, so I can only think of things that are recent. Started watching Dune, the show on HBO. Still early on to that. I think I'm only on episode 2 or 3.
There's a show?
The show Dune? Prophecy?
I just watched the movies 2 months ago.
The movies were fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
I
just saw them. There's a show?
There's a show on HBO, yeah.
Fuck you.
Yes.
What's it fucking called?
I think it's like Dune Prophecy or something like that.
Wait, is this like a prequel?
Well,
It's gotta be.
It is a prequel because it takes like thousands of years prior to the actual episode.
That would define as a prequel.
Movies. Yeah.
I feel like that does fit the mold.
So it's in the same world. It largely centers around the Bene Gesserit, that sisterhood.
Oh, fuck those bitches.
I think they kind of show the first sister that comes up with the voice, like the one who created the voice. And there's like a lot of it's a lot of like political intrigue, and it's still early on. It seems
70% of Rotten Tomatoes.
It seems decent. I definitely love like the cinematography, the worlds, like that feels like the movies. Everything feels big and epic. So I'm still early on into that. I'm trying to think what else I watched recently. The Diplomat season 2 came out.
I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
What's that?
Because that's one of the shows I watch with Rosanna.
Never heard of it.
The Diplomat?
No. You watch that Prestige television. I apparently don't
That's
get that
on
package.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
What? Do you not have Netflix?
Oh, I've got Netflix, but I've never heard of the Diplomat.
Yeah, season 1 I was an awesome season. Season 2, 1, it's a little bit shorter. 2, I feel like they're trying to progress the story a little fast. I didn't quite live up to my expectations, but I still enjoyed both seasons.
Do you want the brief synopsis of the Diplomat?
Please, because I'm going to add it to my list.
All right. So the Diplomat. Amid an international crisis, a career diplomat juggles her new high-profile job as ambassador to the United Kingdom and her turbulent marriage to a political star. So her husband has been known and well-received and renowned as being a massive political influence and impact. But now she has the job, and he is now like, it's like she's working in his shadow, but she didn't want the job. She doesn't even want to do half the shit.
After Googling, it's got Carrie Russell and the villain from A Knight's Tale. I'm fucking sold.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, that show's fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorite under-the-radar shows.
I love political drama, so I'm here for it. Thank you.
Great. Super. Other than that, we mentioned Fallout. I was surprised how well Fallout turned out. I thought it was going to suck, to be honest.
I think it succeeded because they leaned into the camp a little bit. I think they did
agree.
a great job at not trying to make it look overly realistic. Like the Fallout stuff just looked like Fallout stuff, and that's what made it really, really fun.
And the Ghoul is a fucking awesome character.
The Ghouls, yeah, so good.
What's the actor's name who plays him?
The guy from
No one knows his name.
Justified. Okay. He's in Justified. He's in a couple of things like. He's also in. No.
I got it. Keep talking.
But so you've been watching that recently? So ironically, we brought it up at the right time.
Cooper Howard.
Yeah, I think he did phenomenal. That was a good. He plays really good parts. I think he's underrated, definitely.
Cooper Howard's the character's name. Hold on, what's the fucking actor's name?
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't quite ring a bell.
Walter Goggins. There it is.
Yes,
Walter Goggins.
Yeah. Isn't he in?
He's in everything.
He's in The Shield.
Gems.
I think the first time I noticed him
was in
was
Uncut
The Shield.
Gems with Adam Sandler.
No, wrong one. So, Righteous Gems or Rightful something. Walter Goggins.
He's just he's just one of those guys that's been in like a ton of shit you've seen.
Yeah.
And you don't know his name. He's kind of like Tim Curry. To non-nerds. To non-nerds. Crystal clear to non-nerds. All right.
He's still alive, right?
I haven't heard news of his passing.
All right, cool.
I mean, he may have in the past 30 minutes. He could have kicked it.
So, Walter Goggins is in Righteous Gemstones. That's what Righteous Gemstones is. The religious show where like it's these millionaires.
I love that clip.
They're go on, nerd.
It's like Colonel Sanders.
Go on, nerd.
I do this from the goodness of my own heart. I don't make a single cent.
Righteous Gemstones is a show that's been out since 2019. He's on there, but yeah, he's in Fallout. He's in Justified. He's in the show called Vice Principals with the dude from. No. Who's the Kenny? You said I feel it in my
plums.
Yeah, that dude.
The black dude?
No, the white dude.
Will Ferrell.
Wrong show. Never mind. So you
feel it in my plums.
Yeah, Fallout was good. Even the I forget the main character's name. She played a good part. Like I enjoyed. It was an interesting part.
I gotta look her up.
The main character?
Ella Purnell.
I followed her on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know what else she's been in.
You'll find out.
I don't know. But I know she's beautiful.
She's in the show Sweet Pea.
Never heard of it.
Yellow Jackets, Sweet Bitter, Arcane. She voices something in Arcane.
I know she did
Arcane.
that.
I did watch Arcane.
Arcane's good.
Yeah, Arcane was awesome.
She was in Kick-Ass too. She was in the movie Army of the Dead. She's in Maleficent.
Maleficent. Never saw that.
Wildlife, the movie Intruders. Yeah, she's been in some shit, but not anything like. Oh, okay.
Have either of you watched that new Gundam series released on Netflix?
Not at all.
I went to, and I quickly lost interest.
I started the first episode, and it seemed all right, but I haven't kind of revisited it. I didn't know if it was worth spending the time in, because there's nothing cooler than giant robots. That's just a fact, you know?
Yeah.
Don't even close your fucking mouth.
Kaiju.
All right.
Wait. I'm thinking about the giant robots like from the Kaiju movie.
Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim. Like
No,
that.
Gundams are way cooler than Pacific
Yeah,
Rim.
but I'm thinking of those. Like, were they cooler? No, because they don't have to be like locked with someone and get along with somebody long enough to fucking make that work.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So the Gundam shows, like, there was this weird inverse in my intuition of what's great about I think that series is there is a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of history. There was wars. There was conflicts. There was this character did this.
And explosions.
But they just start you off in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You're like, you have no
Catch
idea
up, bitch.
what they're talking about. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now. Who's fighting who? Why are these people doing this?
I would assume if you
And-
know the background, maybe you know a bit more. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it looks cool.
I stopped watching, and I'm on the 36th wiki page, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try this tomorrow, and then I never get around to it.
Got a fucking PhD in Gundam history.
Yeah.
36 wiki page. I've been researching this for 2 weeks.
It's
now, and I
like
don't
when
know
you
what's
accidentally click on TVTropes.com. Like, I'm gone. I'll be gone for the next 3 hours. See you guys later.
happening. Guys, I'll be back. What the fuck is going on?
Sorry. The black hole.
Do you find yourself like? Do you find it more? Is more value added to a show if there's like lore and research that you could do, or do you feel like that kind of distracts from it? If a show, someone's like, "Oh, well, you don't understand the backstory," does that add to it, or do you feel like that a good show shouldn't need that much research? That's a legitimate question.
Typically, it adds to it. Like, I feel like if there's that much backstory, if there's that much world building, then everything else becomes better. And so if I find myself that interested in the world, and that world is that detailed that I can start to research stuff, then 9 times out of 10, I think it makes the story better.
I find myself agreeing. I think that in the medium that you're watching, things should be sufficiently explained, but there should also be like optional information you can go and seek out on your own that'll provide more life to the content.
Yeah, and I think that that pans out, because I think if you think of some of the best shows and movies, like Game of Thrones, there are YouTube channels dedicated to explaining the backstory and the lore. The movies Dune, same deal. Like there's a ton of backstory and people explaining the books and the characters and the details. Anytime the world is that rich and someone has spent that much time thinking about it, I think usually it makes the story better.
So I found myself in. So there's
you will not find this type of stuff on Fast and Furious.
Oh, fuck you.
I can't wait for
There's
that.
there's no wiki.
I can research family anytime I fucking want to.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Family and a Corona light.
But it is always a Corona light. It's always a fucking Corona.
And he always holds it by the neck of the bottle, which fucking annoys me.
He holds it really fucking
Like this. Like
that's daisical for how much you've been running around doing shit and how big you are. Like, you should not just be sweet.
he holds his beer like a cigar.
Yeah. Like all this shit. Why were you holding that?
Dude, the best clip of Fast and the Furious though was when The Rock claps back at Ludacris, or no, Tyrese, and he did like that's unscripted. He's like loses his mind.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that big ass head. No, the big ass forehead.
Yeah.
And Luda's in the back room.
Well, baby oil.
Yeah.
All that laughing, all that was real.
Yeah, it was real.
Real.
That was family.
That's family.
I had a little bit of like faith when I saw, I think it was like a Thanksgiving tweet that Diesel did, where he basically said, like, I'm getting a lot of, input from studio directors or whatnot. And he's like, I just want to get back to what the roots of the show was about, which was real, like, racing and family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Can you even go back at this
You're
point?
such an asshole that you have that queued up.
Well, once you've been to space, you can't go back to stealing DVD players, bro.
You can't go back to.
No,
I'm
yes,
not
you
racing.
can.
I'm
With
not
how
racing.
bad those other ones were, yes, you
I'm not
can.
racing two Civics with spoon engines, bro.
You're not
have-
going back. That is straight up.
Wow.
I have gone to space and fought fucking international villains.
Fast and
now,
Furious Mars.
But I really need that flat screen LED TVs. So like,
Just ludicrous. Be like, you believe this? We're in space. No, I don't.
Tyrese is freaking out the entire time.
there's
What the fuck's happening?
there's a There's a bit where Tyrese is like, ain't nothing gonna happen to us. Like every time it just works out. We just live.
Yeah,
and
they're
we're
just-
like, wait, you gotta calm down. He's like, no, we're not gonna die. We've gone through way too much shit. Nothing's gonna happen to
I
us.
legit feel like this writer, like, well, let's see how bad we can be at writing, and the audience doesn't care.
Not one fuck is given.
Look, this is a series that had the balls to kill Gal Gadot and move on.
Because she was doing better things.
I don't give a fuck. Bring her back.
I
need more Gal.
She's the only one who's actually died.
No,
Paul Walker.
yeah. The lengths you got to go to get out of that franchise, Jesus.
All right, fine. If I don't want to do Fast and Furious 8, I'm going to run my goddamn Ferrari into a palm tree.
Paul Walker is actually alive. He just was like, I gotta
I'm
get out
done.
of this
I'm
franchise.
fucking
Hiding
done.
out with Elvis and Michael Jackson.
Just
My career's over after
Vin
this
Diesel
franchise.
contracts are really fucking
Jesus
secure.
Christ.
Listen, guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break because that was really fucked up.
Yeah,
the
fuck
time
you,
we get
Kevin.
back-
What the fuck?
No, I made
bro?
the joke.
Me?
Like I started.
I just assume it's Kevin. Sorry. Fuck you, Arthur.
Make sure don't drink and drive, avoid Amazon and click buy, and don't let your friends drive your Ferrari. Be right back. Hey guys, while you're listening to the show, we know that you might want to partake in some drinks with us and enjoy in the libations. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive, avoid Amazon one-click buy, and for the love of God, do not text your ex. You do not need that kind of closure. They've moved on, so should you, Joseph. You should stop Facebook stalking. She knows. She knows. Now, all jokes aside, don't do anything dumb, take care of yourselves, and be safe. Thanks, guys. Now back to the show. Hi, guys, and we are back. So while we were gone, we checked in with my fiance because she came home, and we were just shooting the shit, and my dogs were sexually harassing Gata. David.
It's not
I think he was
harassment if it's
sexually
invited.
harassing them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was
I
like,
was very conducive and happy with their harassment.
he was welcoming it.
He initiated it.
I should have wore the clothes I wore if I didn't want to be harassed like
Jesus.
that.
Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we do not align with that.
That is a
message.
little slutty. But
A little slutty flannel.
God damn it, that flannel is. Have you been waiting for this weather? He's like, he pulls out his favorite
Dude,
flannel.
you want to? Honestly, I bought this at the mall last week.
Oh, okay.
I haven't bought-
Yeah, I've never seen winter pasties.
Fuck you, guy.
He's like little missile.
My winter flannel pasties.
Jesus. But so I've been watching The Penguin. I mentioned it earlier, but the show has been doing it's really fun. It's a great show. And what I like about the difference between like traditional Batman and whatever the fuck is that Matt Reeves really made Gotham dark. Like made it like
It's supposed to be.
like yeah, but here's the thing. You often like Christopher Nolan's Gotham.
That's just Chicago.
Yeah. It just had some little like a little bit of hood, but it wasn't Gotham.
No.
It wasn't gothic, dark Gotham. And I think I was spoiled because of that old school cartoon on Fox where
The animated
yeah,
series.
the animated series.
Yeah.
Which I always bring it up because I found out the random fact from my friend David, my roommate David, is that show was so dark, like color scheme, that they actually drew it on black paper because of how it was easier of a process to lighten dark than to darken all the light. So it was a genre reverse because so many of the scenes were in shadow and shade. And I didn't know that, but it made so much more sense. Animators are like, this is just much more time.
Imagine if your job was the paint the darkness onto Batman job.
Yeah.
All right, paint everything black. Okay.
Yeah. So he told me, he's like, oh, it was easier for animators to just draw on black paper. Like, that is
honestly,
wild.
we took that show for granted.
Oh, that show
That
was
show was
excellent
a banger.
that the unfortunate truth, and I know that we sound like back in my day. No, the unfortunate truth is shows like that, Gargoyles and X-Men back
Yes.
in the day, are so fucking far and above better than the shit people put out now. Like one of my favorite quotes is, "If you pay a man enough, he'll walk barefoot through hell." That wasn't fucking anywhere philosophically. That was Xanatos from Gargoyles.
Yes.
Who wrote this?
Well, look at
And
how
why
well
is that
received.
man-
Look at how well received X-Men '97 was.
It was because we went back to what made that whole like IP great.
Yeah, not everything is just fucking.
Sunshines and Rainbows and fucking
like the new Teen Titans remake was just
that
fucking
was
shit.
slapstick, stupid fucking shit.
Yeah, like give me a little something to chew on.
Fucking brain rot in a
Yeah.
show. Like, look, I understand, but not everything can be a classic great banger like Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's
I was just gonna say you're gonna say brain rot after defending Fast and Furious.
everything has its place.
the best show of all time. Best movie of all
I
time.
don't have friends.
Oh my god,
I got family.
I'm just waiting for Let's Rock and
I'm
Roll.
never
I
doing
know
this
it's
show
on there.
again. Fuck this show.
But the Penguin,
Goddamn rock.
Colin Farrell does such a great job of the Penguin that he makes you like the villains, which made me think about the fact that recently every fucking movie and every like IP creates a villain that's charismatic and makes you almost look at them and say, are they actually wrong?
Good.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Because now the villains are more relatable, and I think it gives you an idea of like there's an actual conflict. Because back in the day, you knew the villain was bad because they were insane, and the shit they were saying is like, I'm gonna fucking destroy all these people.
I'm gonna blow up the planet.
Yeah, an army of penguins unless you pay me this much money. It's like, what the fuck?
Guy.
There's
no end plan here. Like, you're dead too.
I used to also think about the idea like, I have this destructive ray unless you give me this much money. Like, how much money did it cost to make that ray? Because I feel like this is not cost effective to what you were doing.
I feel like you just invested that money wisely.
Yeah, I feel like you could have patented that ray and could have made a lot more money.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad business. And Ravik's like, look, I have a spreadsheet about
You got one more fucking time to hit us with them gamer tags.
Kevin's
I'm like this bothers you, but The Rock driving an ambulance over a bridge to take out a drone, like that doesn't bother you.
No, and neither does driving sports cars through the street, dragging safes behind them. They're perfectly reasonable.
And
Those are things that happen.
Then he misses with like 2,000 rounds of a Gatling gun, but then pulls out a revolver and is like, yeah, that bag has a grenade in it. Let me shoot that with a revolver.
Kevin, this is fucking regular. This is what happens.
I don't understand. That movie series was about family. My point here
No, it wasn't.
No, but the Penguin, this whole series has been really good. They do a great job of establishing like a real world, world building as opposed to just characters existing. That world around them adds to the dynamic. So instead of I'm going through this drama about everything going around in the city plays an impact on everything in that every day. So it adds to it. So there's even a scene where he has this kid. As he is my guy, but he has a speech impediment. There's two scenes that really were okay. I love the show. He has a speech impediment. He stutters. And at a restaurant a really fancy, nice restaurant. This kid is from the hood, from like the slums, has never eaten in a nice place like that. So they're asking him what he wants, and he's starting to stutter. And the waiter interrupts and says, "The steak fritas." And the Penguin says, "Don't you ever fucking do that. You let him fucking finish. He was talking. That's my friend. He's talking. Tell him what you want." And I'm like, I'm not supposed to like you, right?
Yeah, I respect you.
I like the fact that you did that for your homie.
Yeah.
Like, you stood up for him. He's like, you take up fucking space. They wait for you. You don't fucking rush for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy?
All right, Penguin.
I'm like, all right, Penguin.
This
like,
ain't Danny DeVito's Penguin.
yeah, the GOAT. But the show, and then there's another portion where the kid is having this conversation. Who was it with? Oh, he's in a car. They're like, hey, watch the car. Sit here. We'll be back working out a deal. Cop pulls up. Like, hey, you're parked in a towaway zone. He's like, yeah, this is my boss's car. I'm just sitting here. And he's stuttering and freaking. The guy's like, are you nervous? He's like, no, I have a speech impediment. He pats him down, finds a wad of money. He's like, this is a lot of money for a young kid like you. Like, what are you doing here? He's like, and the kid's response was that moment of like, I've been around now. I'm kind of into the game. He goes, what money? What are you talking about? I don't have any money. And the cop's like, all right, okay. When your boss comes, move the car. And he walks away. I'm like, that's where the ambiance of like the world is corrupt around them. So it plays a factor as opposed to just like, so these, what would seem as like an offshoot like interaction is building to the story and his character's development throughout while all this major stories are happening. That's really well written.
Well, apparently that show was meant to be almost like a prequel to the second Batman film, but it's been so well received that they're just like, yeah, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, it's immediately following the events of the first Batman by Matt Reeves, which, fuck, Matt Reeves is so brilliant.
That was a good movie. Like, no one thought that Edward from Twilight was going to be a good Bruce Wayne / Batman.
I kind of did because I had to do the research. Because at that time, Full Frontal Nerdy was Brad Pitt and Kim, big supporter of the show and our co-host, said, watch Robert Pattinson in all these movies and you will change your mind. I said, okay. So I went through every one she sent. I'm like, this motherfucker has acting chops.
Yeah, but the other 99% of the population just knew him as Edward.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, we know that Heath Ledger and the Joker, like being the Joker when he
was doubted.
Yeah,
heavily.
The Brokeback Mountain, Knight's Tale, this kid, like, what the fuck are we doing with this?
Knight's Tale, though.
Yeah, it was a banger. I love that movie. How do shit? What was it? No, which one was the love story that was loosely based off of Taming of the Shrew? Do you know which?
Don't ask me questions like that. I don't know why the fuck you looked at this side of the table.
Do you guys not?
No.
I've never heard of Taming the Shrew. I never had
words
arranged in
That's
that
one
order.
of the movie you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. Heath Ledger, Taming of the Shrew. Taming of the Shrew.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yep, 10 Things I Hate About You.
No fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
That was my shot in the dark guess.
That's 100%. So, 10 Things I Hate About You. Fucking, I'm a nerd out. Taming of the Shrew is exactly what 10 Things I Hate. A guy's like, hey, I want to marry this woman, but she has a sister that's very difficult and will stand in the way. In the play, I want to marry this woman, but her sister has to be wed first for her father to sign off on the one I want to marry. Homie, can you tame the shrew? Like, can you
fucked up.
Take a bullet? And he's like, yeah. But
that's the ultimate grenade.
Yeah. So, but it's a homeboy that's a player. He's always knows how to like get through to every girl, blah, blah. But the story is that eventually the guy who's the player is like, I love this woman. Like, this woman's actually badass. This is great.
The shrew is my jam.
Yeah. So it ends up working out. So 10 Things I Hate About You. Heath Ledger was like a teen heartthrob during that time.
Okay.
It released in 1999. All that to say, Matt Reeves did great work.
Yeah. Glad we got there.
Yeah, we got there. So we're going to go ahead and open the bottle. I'll allow one of you two gentlemen to open that. Make a decision because by the time I'm done reading this, I need it to be poured. So we're going to be drinking Krampus Rye because when this episode releases, it'll be right before the holidays. Krampus Rye is from our local distillery /blender /. It's one of the very unique limited edition whiskeys that they have. So this is a partnership with Lugo's Craft Distillery where they took a spiced rum barrel and aged their bourbon in that for, let me see how long it was, but
it says this was made in 2024, so I don't think that long.
No, I think it was 7 months. I was trying to find out the months amount. So this is an 81.27% of the blend is a rye from Florida, Manifest Rye. The 18.73 is a blend from Journeyman's Last Feather Rye out of Michigan Distillery. It comes in at 108 proof, 54% ABV. And here's the kicker. It's such a limited edition. It's 283 bottles are produced. So Lugo's Craft Distillery makes this spiced rum called Libertalia using all natural ingredients, no artificial flavors, sweeteners or anything. This is their patented fucking unique rum that they make in-house. We've tried their stuff. Recently had them on the show, so loved them. Ended up being a perfect pairing, and there's nothing else really like this. A spiced rum barrel used to finish a whiskey. We're having some technical issues, and I don't know if I should have put these kids in charge of this.
This is a fucking... Okay, I got it.
This is happening in real time.
To be fair, Kevin failed first, and I'm saving the day.
Bad podcasting, but if you're ever in town, Krampus Rye is one of those unique things. It only comes out once a year, and I love the fact that they kept it local and supported and partnered with someone here. Lugo's Craft Distillery is located in Lakeland, Florida, a little bit out of the way, but they make fantastic product, including a Puerto Rican moonshine called Pitorro, which we also have in-house, so if these gentlemen want to try it, we can. All right, we're going to go ahead and pour this up because everyone knows how much I hate Christmas, but Krampus feels right.
You're out of retail now. I think
you're allowed to.
I need to go through some therapy.
I hate Christmas in general. Where's my glass? Oh, thank you. I couldn't see past the But cheers, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoy this.
Speaking of therapy,
this is for the hurts on the inside.
That's spicy.
It is.
I see your face. I want you to comment first because you made a face.
So, rye is a uniquely spicy whiskey. Rye will always have that kind of like mouth, like, what the fuck was that? But then
What that mouth do?
What that mouth do? We talked about that girl with the coin. But this is unique because a spiced rum on top of it makes it sweeter at the finish, at least for me. I like it at 108 proof. It doesn't taste like a hotter whiskey, but I don't know. I'm going to try it again. What about you, Raph?
Round two.
I think I'm in a similar boat. I'm not the biggest fan of ryes. A little bit.
Is this a little bit what?
It's not actually bad. I like it in general, as far as ryes go. But there is like a lot of flavor, a lot of spice to it.
Yeah, there's a unique taste at the end of it. It almost finishes sweeter at the...
I'm catching like a sharpness at the end, more so than sweetness.
So I get sweet at the end, a sharp right before. It's like a crescendo of stuff. And
look at you.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen to goddamn
3 syllables.
3 syllables. I know, right? I like breakfast foods, big booty women, and that's about it.
And crescendos.
What? But I don't know. I like this a lot, man. It / does a lot of unique flavors. They're great dudes. If you ever get a chance to check them out, please do. Well, I asked him, David, what do you think?
So my wife has this lip gloss that she wears when she wants to fuck with me. And apparently this is the thing women do. It's spicy lip gloss.
I did not know that.
No.
No,
so occasionally you'll just casually come in and give your significant other a kiss. And I was like, motherfucker, spicy lip gloss. That's what this tastes like.
Is that good or
Spice-
bad? Does that
Middle of the road.
I feel
Okay,
like-
at this point, I care less about the whiskey and more about what your wife is doing to fuck with you.
I'm just worried. I'm thinking about the implications of how spicy lip gloss could go sideways quickly for you.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering, is this alcohol giving you is turning you on? Because you said that's what it surprised you.
I didn't say I hate the spicy lip gloss.
That's
When
what
she
I'm
listens to this, she's gonna punch me because she's gonna be mad that I told about it. But
Someone got to fuck with you.
it's fucked up. It's demented, bro. Imagine if you wore some sort of spicy thing that made your significant other suffer. If you just put some Tabasco on your
I feel
Finish
like
the sentence.
I-
Go
I-
ahead. You're gonna say it.
I
Finish
have
it.
an
your
instinct
penis.
to kind of give you a little smack across the chest like she would do.
She's gonna hit you.
she would. You think those are
On
across
her
the-
behalf.
You think those are on the chest?
Or the back of the head.
Those are the back of the head
Yeah,
every
back-
time. There's never once that been on the chest.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys one more show. I think Kevin would like this. Is show Silo. It's on
I've not
Apple
heard of
Plus.
Well,
So-
that's why we never heard of it. It's
That's
on
why.
Apple Plus.
I'm so mad that
Apple
Apple
TV.
Plus, Apple TV.
You didn't
or
get the name
Apple
right. That's
TV.
how little it's
Yeah,
used.
yo, Apple TV has so many great shows with so many great actors.
But their
no
marketing
one-
is shit.
Their marketing is shit, and two, no
And
one,
they're not inclusive.
yeah,
They're exclusive. They want you to have their products
Yeah.
to use their shit.
yeah, and they give you like a year free of Apple TV if you buy headphones. Yeah, because the headphones cost me $700. You better fucking give me everything free.
Better give me this and a fucking
Bitch,
blowjob.
What's wrong with
Goddamn
you?
Apple TV.
Why is every headphone expensive?
But then they also have Ted Lasso. So
Oh yeah,
all kind of
I
worth
was
it.
about to say, I'm like, I'm not mad at Ted. But this show is in a ruined and toxic future. Thousands live in a giant silo deep underground. After its sheriff breaks a cardinal rule and residents die mysteriously, engineer Juliet starts to uncover shocking secrets and the truth about the silo. So
It's based on a book series. I've heard
Yep.
of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, starring Tim Robbins, Common, the rapper, Rebecca Ferguson. So, what's cool so far, you kind of could tell what's coming up. It's like, hey, everyone's in the silo. All our books have been burned by the rebellion. We have no information from the past. Seems really convenient.
It's like The Village.
Yeah, it's like, why do you have no information about what happened? Oh, all the rebels, like they
Yeah,
destroyed
the
everything.
fucking
They destroyed
rebels.
our history. We had nothing to do with it. It's like,
Those fucking
so there's
bitches.
nothing about the past anywhere? It's like, no, and if you look it up, we will kill you. What the fuck does that mean, man?
You fucking rebel sympathizer.
Yeah, like, are you a rebel? Yeah, that's what they try to do. So slowly but surely, and they also, because the silo has limited resources, you have to enter a lottery to have children. And
Pull-out game is strong in the lottery.
no,
Or in the silo.
if you win the lottery, they pull out your birth control, which looks like a metal fucking rod inside of you that looks like a fucking old medieval torture tool.
Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty fucking graphic when they show it. It was like, oh well, shit. But they find out, and it doesn't take very long. So I'll tell you what happens in episode 1 is that they find out that they never took out. It's a sheriff and his wife, and someone who's seen as like a lunatic, like some heretic. She talks to the sheriff's wife and says, people like you they don't want you having kids. I was like, what does that mean? It's like, you ask too many questions. You're not someone that they want to have offspring and have influence. It's like, why the fuck would you say that? That makes no sense. I won the lottery. It's like, did you see them pull out the birth control? It's like, I was there. It's like, did you see them pull it out?
Or did they just show you one?
And did they show you one? And she ends up cutting herself open and says, no, they never pulled it out. It's here.
It's out now, though.
It's out now, but at that point she's lost her mind a little bit. It's like, why? Like, she's rebelling and people are freaking out, and she's the sheriff's wife. So the sheriff has to I have to uphold the law, but that's my fucking wife. Like, what's going on? You're losing your mind, blah blah. And what they do to punish you is that they go make you outside and clean the screens
Yeah.
in the toxic air to so this way we can see the outside and constantly reminded of how bad it is outside. It's like, that all sounds like fucking just a method of control, so you know what's happening. But I'm in only episode 2 or 3 because Rosanna isn't watching it, so I have to watch it when she's not around.
So this is one of those things where I stumbled across the book series and I found out there's going to be a film coming up, and I just happened, I just get interested and I go read the Wikipedia. That series is going to go exactly how you think it's going to go.
Okay, exactly.
Exactly what you're thinking is going to happen.
That's why it's so disappointing sometimes when there are some IPs. I'm like, I'm so excited we're trying something new, but
Yeah, but you
I've
got to
read
do
this.
the new thing.
Yeah,
You can't just try something new and like, sykes, regular.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is because you've read plenty of books just like this.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
God damn
there's
it.
there's no interesting thing happening.
Fuck. But boys, I did want to talk about one of my favorite segments is That's Bullshit. I'm going to share some random crazy news articles, funny ones, and then we'll go to the serious one because I know David has one that we want to talk about.
I can't wait.
He can't wait. But I'm going to judge it I want them to be judged of, will they make Kevin's list? Or are they a Kevin ally? All right, so this is an older article.
I feel like too much information is getting out about me. Like I live my life incognito, sir.
This has been a year. How much more? That's been 1 year. One piece of information
Look
a year is
here.
too much?
Yes.
If you don't quit fucking around, you're going to be on
You
the
don't
list.
understand my standards.
You're so close to the list.
I do. I've known you for, we're not doing this. All right, so this one I think he would be an ally. Vermont met, this is an older article, this happened in 2018. And part of the reason why I'm going to bring up older articles is because recently Kevin told me that, and so did David, that they did not know about the cheese puff man. So the cheese ball man in New York City. So we'll touch on that real quick. For those who do not know what I'm talking about, a man... a throng of people celebrate as a man goes into New York City. Let me see, where'd he go? Man eating cheese ball in front of a crowd in Union Square Park. Video shows that he has a massive crowd because he started posting posters and telling people online that he was going to eat a whole giant container of cheese balls. So 1,100 people RSVP'd to show up and watch him down a giant container. So it says, watch me eat this entire jar of cheese balls, Union Square, April 27th at 3 p.m. And there's a QR code to RSVP.
I could do that.
People around the whole city showed up and cheered him on in 2022 as he performed his quote-unquote stunt.
This is the kind of shit that makes news?
This made massive news.
This is a Saturday night for me.
Just 1,000 people show up to watch you.
Not just eating a whole thing of cheese balls.
In his defense, he had a gluten intolerance, I think. So it's a little bit worse.
Did he really?
Okay.
Yeah, he said that at one point.
Oh,
His
my
like
God.
throat's closing up. He shit himself.
Video shows man clad in an orange ski mask consuming the snacks throughout the afternoon to the delight of gathered crowds. People were cheering him on for what David eats on a Saturday afternoon watching football.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong. You should involve more
Apparently,
people.
so what
in
I'm
your
hearing is that
snacks.
I deserve more praise
or you
for
need
the
to
things
be,
I do regularly.
Or you should be eating snacks in public.
I do that plenty, my friend.
Make it a fucking thing.
So to bring something more to this video, because I'm one of the first people to kind of mock others who kind of
we know.
invest in stupid things. And this there's no way this is not a stupid thing. But what I kind of felt, there was something beautiful about all these people showed up and were like legitimately cheering this guy on. And it was a sense of like, regardless of what they're there for, they're all there together for something.
Yes.
And it was like, we are so desperate as a people sometimes
something
to have a
wholesome and
common
goofy.
cause,
Yeah.
to have something like we're all in on. That's why that many people showed up. So like that's, for me, I was just watching that, and that's what I thought was kind of awesome to watch.
And that was what I was going to bring up. I love the fact that we got into a real deep semi-deep conversation about the fact that there is just an easy to please part of our brains that this is wholesome fun. There's no harm in this stunt, and it was just fun. And I told him about the Josh fight. You remember the Josh fight?
No.
David, do you not know about the Josh fight? Oh my God. So in 2020, April 24th, 2020, a gentleman, his name is Josh Swain, went on Facebook and invited every Josh Swain he can find on Facebook into a
the
chat.
ultimate Josh Swain? Or
Yeah. So he says, he had like 50 people in the chat, and he's like, I'm sure all of you are wondering why I brought you here today. And someone responds with, is it because we all have the same name? He's like, correct. There's going to be a fight to the death. The ultimate Josh on this date in this park, blah, 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 blah. And people were like, okay. And it became it became viral. It was a sensation. People showed up. Every Josh Swain possible showed up. People who are other Josh Swain showed up. It turned into this giant fight to the death as rock, paper, scissors, goofy shit. But it became almost a yearly tradition. So the Josh fight, as it was playfully titled, was a viral internet meme, mock fight, and charity fundraiser. It turned into a charity fundraiser. The winner ultimately became Little Josh. It was a 4-year-old winner because he was dealing with a congenitive disease. And
Josh Swain must be a fucking pussy. Can't beat a 4-year-old?
No, the kid and
I could beat that kid's ass.
I would, especially.
I would stomp that
he's
bitch.
Almost dying too.
Yeah.
So I think you have an advantage.
Put my foot on his throat.
This is why you're a Georgia Bulldogs fan.
That's right. That beat that little kid in the pavement.
But if
I'm the real Josh Swain, bitch. The fuck you think you're talking to, your bitch ass body?
But goddamn, well, wow, hundreds of people showed up for this fight, and when I told Kevin about it, he was like, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." If you've never seen this, watch the video. Wholesome, goofy, silly fun. They're doing fucking paper mache weapons and all this shit, and having giant like rock paper scissors battles and fucking flip cup battles. It became just like a fun dude's day.
With a 4-year-old.
No, the 4-year-old and his parents came, and he's like, he's Josh Wayne too, but he has like 2 years to live. They're like, oh, he wins. Like he wins.
Good news, less competition in 3 years, boys.
I don't know if they keep doing it because the pandemic happened. No, it was right after the pandemic.
When did the kids survive the pandemic?
God damn it, man. There's a lot of things. I don't know, actually. I didn't look that up.
I'm just kidding, little mini Josh Wayne. Actually, I hope you're kicking ass.
I hope he is. I
hope you're doing really well.
I know you're joking. But the fight was originally conceived by a civil engineer student named Josh Wayne from Tucson, Arizona, due to the boredom during the COVID-19 pandemic.
What a magical time that was.
He was just bored and challenged a bunch of Joshes to a fight. So, with that said, I went and looked up a bunch of things I don't think you guys have really seen. So, Kevin, you have to tell me if this guy makes a list or he is a friend. Vermont man gives his town the middle finger, and officials can't do anything about it. So the article is, a Vermont man in a long-running dispute with his town has erected a 7-foot-tall sculpture that tells passerbys exactly how he feels. The artwork is a raised middle finger carved from 700-pound block of pine and perched atop a 16-foot pole on the property of Ted Pahlke. And it kind of looks like a lamp at night. He had put lights on it, so you never not see it. Pahlke set out to this provocative statue out on November 30th. The town's developmental review board denied Pahlke a permit for an 8,000 square foot garage he wants to build in his 11-acre property. So instead, he said, cool, I will pay $4,000 to put this middle finger where you can't do shit about it. We've been trying to put the business there for 10 years, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But because of this is what it looks like.
Nice.
I love that.
So this is what it looks like lit.
It's even better.
So they can't do shit about it because it's his property. Mm-hmm. And because of like coding and stuff like that. So he put that up to send them a message. What do you guys think?
Is this even this is Kevin's best friend he's ever met in his life.
But isn't that, you've never heard of this, right?
No, I've never heard of this.
Isn't that the most ultimate petty fun shit?
I don't... See, I want to get into what do you mean by petty? Because there's some things that I subscribe to better.
This is the petty.
No, I've been called
bold.
petty. And your roommate called me petty one time, and I was super like proud of it.
Yeah. All right.
So it depends on how we're using the word.
Not petty, but isn't this something like, wow, really?
So I would have to know the details of like what he was trying to do and why it was against the rules. But in general, someone who's willing to go this distance just as kind of a funny like F you and stick it to the person, I can appreciate that.
That's like one step short of having a roll of pennies in your car. Ready to throw it by step.
That might be a step over, but okay.
I was like, a step short?
That's one step short.
He spent a
you take
fuck ton of
another
money.
step, you're throwing pennies at people.
Oh my God. Imagine sitting there, the amount of dedication to how angry you are to sculpt that out of pine. Like, you gotta find the perfect fucking stump or whatever. It's like, I'm gonna show them.
That's a big piece of pine. There's no way that's all one. That's an enormous tree. If that's a single
It's always
piece of
a
pine.
beautiful thing when you see someone else find their purpose in life. This person found their purpose.
This is a feel-good story then.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah, gives me hope for my future. One day I'll feel as strongly about something as he did about this.
All right. This is a dumb one. So, I think this is gonna be one of those like fucking idiot. So, have you guys heard of the piece of art called The Comedian?
No.
Neither one of you have heard of it. So, I'll put it in a way that you would remember this. Did you hear about something called a piece of art that was a banana duct taped to a wall?
Yes.
I feel like I did.
I've seen a picture of it. I can imagine it as well. It's not very hard.
Do you know how much they paid for that? How much it went for at auction?
1.2 million.
Hold on. It says 4.3.
Dude, modern art is just fucking money
It says
laundering.
man eats so the guy who bought it ate the banana. He paid 4.9 million euros for a banana artwork. The Tron founder, previously labeled the controversial artwork a cultural phenomenon, ended up buying this banana taped to a wall, and ate it for no reason other than to say he could.
I want to know more.
It's kind of fucking money.
Did he do it like, some people are just like, I got a lot of money. I did it because
So
I
he's
could.
he's a cryptocurrency entrepreneur.
But
he's a bitch.
But did he do it because like, you guys are idiots for liking this. I'm going to buy it just so I can eat it in front of you and show you that it's stupid to put value in this.
So he originally
I would have
called-
much
still
more
make fun of
respect
you.
then.
So that's the
For
thing.
that.
He might have flip flopped. Originally, he called it a phenomenon, and he said, "This is fantastic," and blah blah. I love that he's making fun of people, and he saw the art in it. But he bought it, and immediately took the banana off the wall and ate it. So
Yeah.
Again, it could be I would hate this person in real life, but I kind of respect that act of. It sounded like, based on what you said, that he initially was like, I love that he's mocking modern art people who like spend enormous amounts of money on stupid stuff. So he was like, let me reward this person for going out and doing that. So he gave him a bunch of money, and then just as an extra, stick it to you like, I'm not going to keep it pristine. I'm not going to trade it down the road. I'm going to just destroy it immediately. I'm going to eat it, and as an extra fu to the rest of this modern art people who are just full of themselves about, oh, this emotionally moves me. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. David, what do you think about this?
My immediate thoughts are how much good you could have done with that money instead of pissing it away on a banana and duct tape.
So
I understand the
so
if there were a message behind it and saying fuck you to modern artists.
I found the American like equivalent to how much he spent, $6.2 million.
Yeah, that is just wasteful.
So in my mind, though, if there's this market that exists out there of people spending ridiculous amounts of money on art that like they never really, they're lying about what it does to them. It doesn't emotionally.
Money laundering.
It's a tax
bro.
write-off.
It's a
I'm
tax write-off,
convinced
it's money
that
laundering.
fucking fine art is a
No,
money
well,
laundering.
I think a lot of it's just status. It's just saying, hey, I own this. And that will happen year in and year out. If he like basically kills 25% of that market because he embarrasses the fuck out of them, and now that money goes somewhere else, I'm all for it.
I mean,
it might have been a
if
net
that's
gain.
the outcome, then yes. But
Yeah, I don't
usually
know.
those people are so self-centered and stuck up their own asses
But
that
yeah,
that's not going to happen.
but if they're doing it for status, and he basically not only takes that status away, but actually openly mocks them for it, then maybe less people are like spending money on that. And there's now, hopefully, they're in order to gain that status, they're donating money to a children's hospital.
Those people just don't strike me as particularly self-aware people.
That's fair.
I agree.
That's fair.
I agree. But like,
But I'm just arguing for the sake of arguing at this point.
how,
I
how do
agree.
you chip away at that? How do you start to like?
Mock them.
I think ridicule.
Purge.
Ridicule. I'm
24 hours where I can do whatever the fuck I want.
okay.
They have money enough to protect themselves. I'm just going
Bitch,
to end up killing the
We're
whole.
jumping
just-
ahead a few steps. I'm
Look,
not saying I'm not on board.
if I
But I'm
fight a
just saying-
4-year-old, I'll fight a rich asshole. Okay?
Yeah, we are fighting a lot of people, David.
Yeah.
like
Together, as a
I say,
team.
as
a
we,
trio.
I say we because I know for a fact that if like one day I got into a fight with someone, I was like, I gotta go fight somebody. I
It's
don't-
23 and a half hours into the purge, you're getting a bullet to the back of the head
Me?
from him.
Why are you shooting me?
Why
don't
wouldn't
know.
he? So many reasons.
Jesus, this got dark quick. Listen, so the Chinese-born businessman immediately revealed his plan to destroy the artwork by enjoying the fruit as a snack at a news conference. He said, and I quote, "It's much better than other bananas. It's really quite good." I ate it.
So it feels like he's trolling.
It felt like he was trolling.
There's definitely trolling happening, without
Yes.
question.
He was trolling. Does he make the list or is he an ally?
I'm gonna put him as an ally
All right.
without knowing further details.
Wow.
By the way,
list is
I don't think
bullshit.
you guys really know what the list is.
Oh, the people you're going to kill and get rid of.
I can neither confirm nor deny
Yeah.
that, but
Is that little 4-year-old bitch?
no, like people like
On
that
there?
would not make the list. Like, just because I disagree.
Right. How about this?
These are
I think-
never contentions.
I think this
for
person
the
might make
list.
the list.
Oh, okay, I'm interested.
I think this person might make the list just because of a nuisance. Because I was like, come on. So
were they blowing a stop sign and then honking at me after they blew a stop sign?
that was the guy in my
That
neighborhood.
sounds very topical. Did that happen very recently, Kevin?
All right. So a British man sued Mars Wrigley after unwrapping a Mars bar known as the Milky Way and finding that the signature ripple was not there and the bar was smooth.
Like a turd.
He sued Mars because the bar looked
No.
like this.
No, I'm not on his side. Fuck him.
That looks delicious, first of all.
Instead of the signature ripples because he wanted to feel the veins in his mouth as he ate it.
I got a
Did
solution.
he say that?
I got a solution for
He
this
said,
guy.
"This is not what I purchased," basically, and he sued them. And this is where Mars might have made the friends section. This happened in December 2nd of this year. Mars is like, cool, here's $2.53. Go buy another one.
All right, now Mars is on my side.
Mars is on
Yeah.
your side.
Now I'm mad again because why the fuck is a candy bar $2.53?
That is pissing me off.
That's making me mad. Like I just want to get a fucking Snickers and
But-
taste some delicious chocolate veins running down my throat, and I can't.
Chocolate veins down my throat.
I can't do that for less than $3 fucking dollars.
I don't want to see that movie.
Oh my God.
I just want to eat some nutty chocolate veins
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
and just take it all in my mouth
these are
for
all
a couple
sound bites.
bucks.
These are all sound bites.
What the fuck?
So when asked, the guy's name is Harry Seeger, 34-year-old from somewhere in the UK. I don't know how to pronounce whatever, Buckinghamshire, whatever. Posted a video of the unusually, it's Buckinghamshire.
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 You got a Hunter's Jr. Honky.
Buckinghamshire.
Get that out.
Buckinghamshire. But this is the UK, so I feel like I should have tea first.
Buckinghamshire.
Listen, posted the video of his unusually smooth candy bar to the Dull Men's group on Facebook. There's a Dull Men's group, and the post quickly went viral.
What if it just melted, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
in its pocket?
I don't know, but it was unusually smooth, and he's like, it's
You're
actually-
gonna, what are you going to do? You're going to give lawyers more money? What?
I don't know what he's trying to do. And I wonder what the lawyer fee was for him to sue somebody and got $2.53 back. Does the lawyer look at him and was like, you owe me like $7,000?
You owe me a candy. You owe me some chocolate veins, bitch.
We need a new plague.
Right? Like, this is one of
We
those
just had
moments.
one. It didn't go
It
well.
didn't go well for a lot of people.
Yeah, it didn't do enough.
It didn't target the right people.
But that's fair. Someone had to take that out into their own hands. Seeger wasn't seeking any compensation supposedly, but he wanted to make it right. So he was
Make it right. All the issues in the world, that's the thing.
I will not stand by poor children
How,
not having delicious chocolate
how
veins.
did this come across some reporter's desk? How did they?
when
bring it over?
when he posted it in the group, it became viral, and then a reporter was like, "Hey man, let's talk to you about this story," and it turned into him receiving compensation at some point.
How did that become viral? What?
Don't know. I have no idea.
There's
a guy eating cheese puffs in the middle of New York.
Go there.
If you knew the answer to that question, you would be a marketing millionaire because that's like that's what they all try to figure out is how do I make X viral? You know? So no one knows the
it
answer.
shouldn't be possible though. That's my bigger point.
Is that
fair.
Mars directly didn't offer an explanation to why it was smooth. They just gave him a voucher. Like, go get another one. Like, go get it. Go away.
That should have just played Smooth Criminal.
That's a good one. I'm
Thank
not
you.
mad at that dad joke. But yeah, he makes the list, and Mars is an ally by how petty the response was.
No, he doesn't make the list because hasn't risen to that level.
All right.
I disdain him, and I think he's a waste of oxygen. But
Wow.
I mean, that's fair. This one I just think is funny. I want to share it. Have you guys heard of? Let me see if it pulls up fast. Maxwell the cat. Have you heard about Maxwell the cat?
no,
I don't think I have.
See this?
folders.
I just think it's funny because like how many random quote unquote viral things that no one really talks about. Max,
I really want to know. Like, is it?
it's not. It'll pop up like they'll have millions of views and people will pop up and say, "Oh my god, this cat's super internet famous." So,
Is that viral now? Like, how many people? How many different pockets exist out there of people? Like, I feel like it needs to go at least some level of mainstream for it to be viral.
let me see. So this one. Let me see this article. Getta, can you look that up? Sorry, David,
am I
can you
looking
look that up? How many views before something is considered viral? So Maxwell the cat is. We're gonna jump on that. Who is? Maxwell the cat is a cat that became a neighborhood bully. So Maxwell the cat is basically known as a neighborhood supervillain for cats. He's taken over the local streets. Max's reputation as a fighter is well known because his parent put an actual camera on him because he apparently goes through the neighborhood and fights other cats to the point where
yeah.
like he fucks them up.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
to the point that like vet bills and shit. Like, hey, your cat whooped my cat's ass, and Maxwell's just choking.
He's just going and chucking beef. Like
He's just running. He's like, hey, dad, let me out, and comes back.
He's just gonna run that fucking cat's face.
Yeah, and he just runs, cat fades all day long.
That's a favorite. That's the
Like
best.
Maxwell the cat.
That's a fucking ally.
So he became a viral internet cat known for his videos showcasing his aggressive behavior towards other cats, often seen as a bully due to his dominant and sometimes intimidating actions towards smaller felines, usually captured on video by his owner. These videos gained significant attention on platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, making him a somewhat infamous online figure.
So to answer your question about the parameters by which something needs to meet to be viral, according to Google's AI overview, which I'm sure is the most dependable source there is,
Yeah, of course.
more than 5 million views in a week is what is defined as something being, quote, viral.
So there are several videos, several articles, and since October, I guess he recently passed away. But I'll look into it. But Maxwell the cat,
He's running fades in the
he's
sky.
just out there throwing fades at cats. For
I
no
love that
reason.
phrase, by the way.
Yeah. So when I brought up the cheese ball man, like that was for me, that was heartwarming
Yeah.
to see people come together and like be part of something.
Yeah.
I hate this owner who
Yeah.
like not only does he have a cat that's like an asshole,
Yeah.
but he's like,
Puts a GoPro in his ass.
I know
He GoPro'd him.
I'm so aware of how much an asshole he is that I'm gonna put a camera on him. And then not only that, but he gets rewarded with people watching his shit. Like that is the when I say, hey, I love see people coming together and we're like, yeah, we're fucking
Josh
we're gonna
fight.
build something, we're gonna do something. This is gonna be awesome. And then there's people like this that are just like, I'm here because I'm selfishly voyeuristic about asshole behaviors.
Yep.
And it creates an incentive system where assholes like him get to be rewarded. So
He's in the list.
yeah, he's on the list.
I knew it. But the cat, kind of impressed.
Cat a little less so because he's just an animal.
Cat's kind of a
but,
G.
He's kind of a gangster. Like,
but part of me would be like, I'm gonna take more walks around this neighborhood, maybe with a pellet gun.
if this cat's,
You see this cat running some cat fade, you start busting his ass with a pellet gun.
stop fighting every cat. Like, what is it? Drive?
What was this? What was this?
It's a fucking.
I mean, like part of me would be like, no, I'm gonna like see if I can.
Calm the situation down.
No, if I can. What's it called? Like when you take an animal and you rehab it, like you kind of
Are you gonna try to
rehabilitate it to the
rehabilitate
to the
cat?
world. Yeah, I
that
kind of I feel like I could maybe do that with the animal. I would take some scratches, but the moment I see it fucking up another animal, I'm gonna be like, no, you're gonna pay a penalty every time you do this.
You out here fucking? Are you scared? Are
I'm
you scaring
here-
straight a cat?
I'm here for justice,
He's gonna scare straight a cat.
Kevin Batman.
even cat justice.
You can't just
I am the knight.
just throwing pennies at the fucking aggressive cat for no reason.
I have a little change dispenser. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh my god! It was. But so I saw that and I was like, the first thing I thought was like, why did you put a GoPro on your cat and not let your cat out? Like, why are you like, what is he? Because I
mean, the first time he made us feel like, what the fuck is happening?
I think that's what might have initially been like.
And then it was just fucking
And it was
hilarious.
like, yo, this is crazy. My cat's
no.
fucking up other cats.
If you have the time and energy to do that, and you should have the time and energy to put like those training collars on the cat, like the electric shock. So when you see it doing a bad behavior, shock it. Not be like, hey, let's incentivize this behavior by putting her online and saying, hey, look how cool my
Does
cat
the
is.
cat know she's online? I think the
Well-
cat's being incentivized.
But I think the owner at that point is like, oh, he's just leaving the door open.
Yeah.
And he just GoPro it in the morning.
Yeah,
It's like,
but-
go make me
Go get
money.
some content, Maxwell.
But
Go-
it
some
creates a
fans.
world where like people are watching that instead of doing more productive shit with their life, and it's going to incentivize copycats.
Ho,
Dum-dum.
yes.
Damn it!
Yes.
I don't have that sound.
I apologize when I'm around Dave. I pick up dad humor.
I'm okay with that one.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
That was a good one. We have game show music for later.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. But so the last but not least, so this one, so I got two left. One's just stupid.
Wait,
The rest haven't been.
No.
you haven't reached stupid yet?
No, stupid. Oh no, I get stupider.
I thought cats running face.
So one's cool. I think is a great story. It's a man survived a massive heart attack that he didn't know he was no one was around to save him because and this is his 3-year-old Siberian Husky Golden Retriever mix named Bear literally saved his life. The man was having a heart attack and his dog trying to pick him up like, hey, what are you doing? Sorry. That was
His dog
ad.
started singing.
Number one rule of podcasting.
Yeah, it was an ad.
Silence your shit.
No, it was an ad that came up, but you're right. I should have put the volume all the way down. So his dog trying to just, hey, Dad, what are you doing? And trying to get him up, basically performed like compressions.
Accidental CPR.
Accidental compressions on him, trying to save him. The dog's never been trained, but it was just trying to, Dad, wake up. Dad, what are you doing? Dad, what are you doing? And it kept his heart beating.
That's cool.
And
I
then
bet
when
that's
his
a fucking annoying behavior the other 99.9% of
yeah,
the time.
if you're trying to
though.
take a nap.
Like this one time it really paid off, right?
But they've never trained the dog to do this. The dog was just trying to, hey, what the fuck is going on? The dog's freaking out, trying to get him to stand up and making noise. And eventually, which that was the part I was like, where the fuck was your wife? Because the wife was like, yeah, it was probably he was down there for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I was like, so you hear your dog just fucking jumping everywhere and you're not one bit concerned. What's happening in that room? And she eventually walks in, sees him on the ground, and they call the ambulance, and she's doing goes to like compressions. But if it wasn't for the dog, he would have died from this massive heart attack.
That's cool.
I could be
feeling
dead
story.
for hours in my own house before my wife would know. So.
This is why dogs are better than cats. Cat would have been eating the guy's lips.
Yeah.
Fuck cats.
While he was still warm, while the food's still good.
He's got a GoPro around his head.
So this is an
Dig
older
your face.
story for anyone who's listening. It was like, oh, it happened a while ago. This happened April 29th of 2022, but it was one of the stories I think went under the radar because we only just talk about Jake Paul and random shit like that. But this,
That guy.
I fucking hate him so much. But yeah, Bear saved him. This
Way to go, Bear.
Yeah,
Cheers to
and
Bear.
Man
they
saved
even
by
gave
Bear.
they gave him a medal. Like they gave the dog a medal for saving
It's a cute
his
bear.
life. I'm telling you right now that dog could shit anywhere in my house. Like it saved my life.
One time.
No, it saved my goddamn life. I owe it everything.
Dude,
It's
you were
a
almost
mistake.
out. Mm-hmm. You almost checked. You were almost done, and he brought you back.
I could do whatever the fuck I want.
Fucking asshole.
That dog could do whatever it
I
wants.
could have been free.
Oh wow, we're having two separate
I
conversations.
could have been. I could have been gone. The hard part was done.
Oh, God is fucking sorry, David. One time, what was the joke that you said to me that you were pissed that I agreed?
I was like, "What's the
What was your least
favorite moment in your life?"
Least
or something
favorite moment in your life
The
or
moment I was
something?
born.
Bro, I asked everyone, I was like, hey, what was the least favorite moment in your life? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, the day I was born. Everything since was shitty. And I was like, so
Agreed.
he asked me, he's like, what was your least favorite? I was like, I guess the day you were born. Like, I don't know. I was trying to be supportive. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, you said it.
The day that hairline started receding, probably
I was like 14.
4.5.
14. That shit happened quick, too. All right, last random shit. Parents sue Mattel because mother sues toy company Mattel over porn website being printed on the back of a Wicked dolls packaging.
What's up?
Because the QR code on their website says www.wicked.com, which I'm sure before this movie came out, a porn site had. And I feel like anyone at Mattel could have
checking it
done
now.
a minor amount of research before putting wicked.com on the back of a shirt on anything. Someone could have typed that into anything and done this research, but
Yep, that's porn.
Wait, it is right now?
It's currently porn.
wicked.com.
It's currently still porn.
So did they not buy the URL or
No.
what happened?
So what they did was now they re-released. They pulled what they could and re-released it with a new website on the back. But the damage is done where a bunch of kids went, I want to know how to get more stuff about my doll, and typed in www.wicked.com.
They learned about dolls.
Not what they expected. That seems like a giant oversight.
That's like whitehouse.com.
yeah, I don't. So
Is that like the same thing?
Yeah, I know, but don't put that in anywhere.
people, as much as I'm not a fan of trying to defend big companies or anything like that, people make mistakes. Shit happens. And then number two, like I don't genuinely believe for a fucking second that those parents were like, oh my god, my kids. I don't think
No, they saw their opportunity.
This was dollar signs in their eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because of that, fuck them. They go on the list.
Yeah.
I
The parents made the list. I agree.
simultaneously agree and disagree with you. So I agree that people make mistakes and not everything needs to be crucified, right? But there should be an appropriate amount of checks and balances in a company
that.
to not put that sort of thing on your product. But the parents were still assholes.
Well,
So a good check and balance would be like 1-800. Oh shit! Did you guys aware of that? But if they were genuinely worried about the youth of America, I think that's what they would do. But I think their first phone call was to their lawyer.
it was a
Oh,
Karen.
real quick.
It was a
And-
Karen
Hey, do we have a case?
Yeah, and
was a Karen phone
so
call.
in this world of people, they bring our society down. So fuck them.
I 100% agree. I think it was a Karen phone call immediately. And it pisses. I'm not a parent. Never plan to be. But I do feel like there's a certain level of I should watch what my kids are getting into. If I have a child that's typing something into something, I need to kind of say, hey, what are you doing? But I'm also a helicopter parent with my dogs.
My son's 4 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't gotten into anything particularly bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I could tell you this: I can't monitor him 24 hours a day.
100%. I was going to say, I'm not a parent, so that's why.
And there's just going to be some shit that he's going to see that I can't control. And if you're one of those parents that think you should be able to monitor and control and influence anything your kids consume, you're going to lose that battle.
That's why I said I opened it with, I'm not a parent, so I don't know what it is to be like 24/7 having a watching a living being running around who has thumbs. My living beings are
He's
put
the
in a
fucking
cage.
devil.
Yeah, kids are kids. Like, I understand that I can't monitor it, but there's a certain level of, if you're, how can I put this in? It's not going to sound fucked up. Cool. Mistake happened. Tell the kid, hey, that's not for you.
You shouldn't be going
You
there
shouldn't
yet.
be going there anyway.
Yeah.
Next time you go on any website, it's a growing thing. It's a mistake. But
Yes.
I do think from a company perspective, that should have been something we checked.
Oh no, my kid saw a titty. Like,
I
come on his
don't-
mouth a couple
I'm not
years
saying you
ago.
disagree with it.
I'm
I'm saying,
not
like,
saying, but I could see how. I think you'd be surprised.
to your point, it
People
should have been
do
just
this all the
100, hey, you
time.
guys made
They're
a
like,
mistake.
"Oh, you're big enough." I'm like, that doesn't.
No.
That's still like one
A mistake.
person made a
One
mistake.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they assumed the. The other thing is like,
Wicked.com.
how many kids? I'm a little I mean, I know kids have changed since when I was growing up, but how many kids are like, oh, let me not rip open the package because I want to type in I want to get the QR code.
I've never done that.
I never want to go to the website on my
And
toy.
as a parent, you don't have any parental controls on your kid's tablet or phone or whatever. Like, I
don't disagree with
I don't for a second believe that this was
I don't disagree.
done out of like, oh, my poor kid.
So-
And that's the way the conversation is going to be framed. And that you're blowing smoke on my ass. And for that,
I've seen
fuck
enough
you.
Suits to know how
Yeah.
this is going to go.
Suits. Suits is now our legal practices. That and How to Get Away with Murder. Shonda Rhimes is great. Listen,
Joe, that show was good first couple seasons.
Yeah, that was another one that just kept making.
I brought that
drama
up
for the
when
sake
we
of
did
it.
FFN. That was the show I was watching at the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucking love that show. But to Kevin's point, it just the parents that were legitimately like, "Hey guys, you made a fucking mistake. Like, pull this shit off. Like, I don't want my kid seeing titties that I didn't explicitly say he was okay to see. Like, whatever the fuck." But I also am not ignorant to the idea that like there are parents who are fucking around, fucking bored and just want to be angry.
Yeah.
They want to take it out on somebody, and then there's people who are just legitimately saw dollar signs. I think they're not just exclusively like there are people who are just angry and want to complain about shit because their lives are miserable.
Your kids have done and seen worse.
Yeah,
I promise.
yeah, I promise you, mom and dad. But there are people that are just angry and just want to be fucking furious at someone and just be spiteful and throw everything out. And might not have been for dollar signs. They just want to be angry. And then there are people who like, I really don't want my kids to see this. I'm not a parent. I can't speak for them, but I do think the parents who called them were Karens should be on the list. Like, the Mattel,
We're dragging our society down.
yeah, and the Mattel people who made the mistake, move them to something else. Like, move them to the mailroom for a week or two.
I mean,
Maybe type in the URL first.
Theoretically, like, imagine.
Created a safeguard now.
Yeah.
Now we check the URL before we go in there.
Yeah.
Why are you buying the URL?
No,
fucking
but
Mattel?
what if someone
No,
did?
that's an
What if
old
someone did
URL,
check
bro.
the URL and they were currently in contract negotiations to buy the URL, and like maybe something happened, and that the fact that the contract fell through wasn't like
like
there could be
Sierra Mist.
any number of scenarios that could explain why that happened.
It's like the Sierra Mist girl. Do you hear about her?
No.
Did you hear about Sierra
I
Mist?
have heard about this, but go ahead.
So there's a girl whose name is Sierra Mist, and she owns the trademark Sierra Mist because
No. She just had the username.
Oh, she had the username. That's
The
what it was,
trademark
username.
comes later.
The username.
Spelled the same way, or
Different spelling. One was the C with Sierra. The other was an S, which was the proper drink, Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist lady. So it turned into a lawsuit because she later on bought the URL. Right? I'm remembering this in the right.
I don't know the full. I'm familiar with like the overview here. Essentially, PepsiCo was like, "Yo, can you fucking change your name, please?" And she's like, "No, bitch." And she bought the copyright to start the URL. To
That's
Sierra
what it was.
Mist.
So Sierra Mist lawsuit. Internet star Sierra with a C Mist claims legal battle with PepsiCo, and that's why they renamed their soda Starry because every time they made Sierra Mist, they had to pay her.
what?
Yeah, claims that PepsiCo
They
has
picked the
taken legal
fight
action
with
against
her.
They picked the fight for her. She wasn't trying to do shit. She's like, I'm not changing my name. Like, I'm not changing my legal name.
Yeah,
And you're like,
her name was just Sierra, and she kind of rode that.
Okay,
know.
but she can say no. That doesn't mean she has to.
so they
start
went
a
after her.
lawsuit.
No, they went after her, and she countersued.
What do you mean they went after her though?
All right, I'll go through it. The discontinuation of Sierra Mist and its replacement with Starry, blah, blah. The lack of official statements, but it says TikTok star has brewed after internet, and blah, 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 taking legal action against her due to her name's likeness to PepsiCo's soda Sierra Mist. Not surprisingly, her accusations spread like wildfire. Internet star Sierra Mist says Pepsi sued her and lost in January 2023. I'm going to just read this real quick. For legal reasons, Mist ended the video smugly imitating that she'd won the legal battle against Pepsi. So they were trying to make her give up her username and any like sites or anything that had her name on it because she was making, I guess, money or getting clicks because of the how similar the names were. And that's why they renamed it. Pepsi remains tight-lipped over the Sierra Mist's brouhaha.
Yeah, see, I think the details matter here.
I wonder what else.
I can almost guarantee you Sierra Mist probably existed before this girl did.
Yeah, that's what her name was inspired by, right?
Yeah, so she purposely, like, kind of probably rode some level of success because they had a similar name. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, like I said, I don't know the details of this. I could be completely wrong. But there is a scenario, once again, where I could, as much as I'm not wanting to defend something like Pepsi, I could see them saying, hey, you're kind of leveraging our name and brand for your own monetary gain. We're going to create a lawsuit to try and either get a URL or I don't know what they were going after. I don't know what they sued her for specifically.
I feel like a far more organic route is just say, hey, can we work something out? Can we toss you a little check here? You got something before we did.
So the fact that they went after her, like that could be reasonable if depending on what she was doing. If she was damaging their brand.
She doesn't have like an OnlyFans or anything. I don't think. I never checked. Never investigated that. But
I was like, did you check already?
I've been to that link tree already, mate. No, I got no idea.
Yeah, I'd have to know. I think you're
pretty. If I have to assume, I think you're pretty spot on about it. Where they were probably like, hey, you're making kind of a lot of buzz because you have a similar name to us, and you're getting a lot of, streams in your way and attention. So please stop using it. Like if you're associated with us, that might have been kind of like where she was leaning towards. And she's like, no, it's my name. I can do what I want. Like, if you don't, because we don't want to be associated with you because you are not a partner of ours, we're going to sue. And she's like, I wish you would. And it turned into a thing. I think you're pretty spot on. Where
she got the dub.
Yeah, she ended up winning because it's her legal name. So she's not going to change her name. And when she trademarked it and bought the rights and all that shit, they're like, you're going to have to pay me if you want that name back. So she pulled like an ultimate kind of like.
I think maybe she's not the best person in the world, but the fact that she outplayed PepsiCo.
Yeah, as a single individual.
Makes me not hate her.
I don't hate her, but I also don't praise what she did.
Yeah, I need to know the details for sure, but I'm just immediately dubious that she was named after a brand of soda and she didn't. What are the chances that someone who was named that wasn't in an environment where they thought, hey, rather than doing something productive in the world, I'm going to try and get money by using some existing thing that I didn't build, or it just feels like it's a bad incentive system if that's what we're doing.
I don't disagree, but I did find it interesting, right? Because I didn't, when I worked retail, when you suddenly see a brand that's so popular get pulled from the shelves and they get replaced with Starry, I was like, is this a new soda?
That came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, it suddenly came out of nowhere where there was never another Sierra Mist. And I was like, what's going on? Is
not that Sierra Mist is something we really cared about.
Yeah, but you recognize the title.
Yeah.
And when you see a new brand, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is new. It's like, oh no, it's not new. It's just another label. Why did we get a new label? And I didn't know.
And they had a company reason why. We just want to rebrand, make it more popular with the youths.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting to suddenly just pop up. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And sure as shit, when you dig a little deeper, it's like, oh, because if they continue using her name, and let's say she kept winning lawsuits or whatever, using the name Sierra Mist, she could have been entitled for more money. And Pepsi's like, let's stop hemorrhaging money, I guess.
I would imagine they had a trademark on the name well before she was even born. So it must have been something else.
Maybe.
It must have been
How old is Sierra? I don't think
she owned a domain,
like
or she owned a URL, or she owned something.
I'll tell you right now how old she was before we close out this section of the episode. It said... This happened in 2023. I think she's 34. I don't really care about her age, actually, so we're not going to stay too long there. Guys, we're going to close out part 1 of our episode with Bourbon and the Boys. Stay tuned for a bonus episode / next week's episode where we're going to have some fun with the guys, and they are in for a treat. We are going to be playing a game, and it's going to be David versus Kevin, and the prize will be announced later on.
Oh, God.
There's a prize.
Ooh, there's a prize.
Shit.
Of course there's a prize. There's always a prize. What's the point in having a game without a prize?
There any chocolate
I'm here
veins
for the
involved?
competition.
So the prize is going to be
Bragging
very
rights.
likely a bottle of Eagle Rare.
Okay. All right. Well, hope you have some space in your cabinet, Kevin. Because I'm just kidding.
Damn. Well, fuck you do that. All right. Well, fuck him. Guys, as always, thanks for tuning and hanging out with us. Kevin, do you have any closing words before we get out? Part one and then go.
No, I'm just still surprised this show's. No, I'm kidding.
I hate him so much.
How was he even doing this?
He was my
honestly?
best man at my wedding when I get married. And he's
a
like,
full year of this. Like, how is he still going?
through sheer anger.
No, in real.
You'll notice he's the best man at the wedding. Ask me where I'm at in the wedding. The audience.
Kevin, what are your closing words? We'll deal with this later.
I can't go after that. That's a little much.
But a year later, how do you feel?
Feeling good. I'm glad and thankful you're still here, still pursuing what you're doing here. And I think you do a good job. So
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
David, closing.
No, things are looking good, man. I mean, obviously, look, we're giving him a hard time because we're his friends, but
that's our job.
yeah, things around are obviously on the upswing. Like, we have better viewer counts, the content's got better, the structure. I know a lot of you guys aren't seeing the behind the scenes stuff, but like even just the planning and stuff is better. The first episode was a proper hot mess, and it's a lot different now. It's a lot better.
To be
it's really,
fair,
really good.
That was a fun episode.
It was fun. I mean, I was just fucking blasted
good
by
time.
the end. I had to just pound pizzas.
We were so drunk.
I
Guys,
know.
maybe you like what we're doing.
Speaking of pizza,
Yeah, but pieces here, so we got to go. Guys, make sure that you tune in, like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. We've been posting some of our video content. Keep an eye out. We're going to be doing some really candid interviews with some content creators, some finance, YouTube/podcasters, and a lot of really fun, exciting stuff going on. Everyone's been really enjoying our support local, so if you have a local entity or organization that I should reach out to and connect with, please let us know. Shoot us a message. We've gotten several emails about the podcast and wanting to be on, so love it. Tell us your stories, your behind the bar stories and situations. But appreciate you all. Follow us on Instagram at bourbon_and_BS. Sorry, David's fucking around like a child,
I'm trying
playing
to see
with
what's
a magnet.
magnetic in here.
He's a
like,
giant toddler.
fucking
Spoiler,
giant
Nothing is magnetic. in this
toddler.
room.
I don't fucking. You know what? We're not doing this. Love you guys. Take care. Drink responsibly. Don't sex, share X. See you next week. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had. From flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business, I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn, Termite, and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.